Welcome to Deadwood, South Dakota, a legendary city steeped in the rich history of the Old West. Nestled in the picturesque Black Hills, this iconic town captivates visitors with its tales of lawlessness, daring pioneers, and wild adventures. Deadwood's storied past echoes with the footsteps of legendary figures like Wyatt Earp and Wild Bill Hickok, whose exploits have become the stuff of frontier folklore. Join us as we journey back in time to a place where legends were born and the spirit of the Wild West lives on. Remember to hit the like button because it helps us a lot. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell to not miss the upcoming interesting videos. Deadwood, South Dakota once thrived as a bustling mining camp in the United States following the discovery of gold deposits, triggering the famous Black Hills Gold Rush. Unlike other popular mining camps that faded away once the gold ran dry, Deadwood stood the test of time. Today, it remains the seat of Lawrence County and continues to attract numerous visitors. The entire city is proudly listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Deadwood is a city that serves as a county seat of Lawrence County, South Dakota in the United States. It was named by the first settlers after dead trees were found in its trench. Historical legends such as Lewis and Clark, Wild Bill Hickok, Wyatt Earp, George Armstrong Custer, Poker Alice, the Sundance Kid, and Calamity Jane, among many others, have journeyed here in pursuit of wealth and adventure. However, the history of this land stretches far beyond the arrival of European settlers. Long before the white man's presence, the area was inhabited by various Native American tribes such as the Cheyenne, Kiowa, Pawnee, Crow, and Sioux Indians. Among them, the Sioux dominated a significant portion of the land, relying on huge herds of buffalo to feed them. The Lakota people vehemently opposed the arrival of European settlers on their hunting grounds, leading to a deterioration in relations between American Indians and the newcomers. To keep the peace, the Army established outposts nearby but rarely ventured into the Black Hills. Tensions escalated when Lakota bands began raiding nearby settlements and using the Black Hills as a retreat. In the early 1860s, explorers, miners, and homesteaders started encroaching on the area, further infuriating the Lakota. In response to the escalating conflicts, several treaties were negotiated with the Sioux, including the Great Sioux Reservation, encompassing lands from the Missouri River to the Bighorn Mountains in western Wyoming. By 1870, however, stories of gold in the Black Hills began to spread, and treaties were broken when people flooded the area. In 1875, John B. Pearson made a significant discovery of gold in a narrow canyon within the northern Black Hills, later named Deadwood Gulch due to the abundance of dead trees lining the canyon walls. At that time, approximately 800 white men were already engaged in mining activities in the hills. As a result, the town of Deadwood was officially founded in 1876 and quickly attracted thousands of prospectors eager to get rich. Initially, the settlement consisted of tents and slums, but as the population grew, they were replaced by more solid brick and wood structures, including many developed business establishments. Among the fortunate prospectors were Fred and Moses Manuel, who laid claim to the Homestake Mine, which turned out to be the most lucrative in the area. From 1876 to 1901, the Homestake Mine yielded a staggering $100 million in gold and continued operations for nearly a century until its eventual closure in 2001. While the Manuels enjoyed good fortune, many others were not as lucky. As the majority of early settlers in Deadwood were gold miners, the lawless nature of the region naturally attracted a rough and unsavory crowd. Similar to numerous towns in the American West, these individuals contributed to the rough and wild atmosphere during the town's early days. The population was predominantly male, and they eagerly indulged in the various saloons, gambling establishments, dance halls, and brothels that were considered legitimate businesses and well known throughout the area. In fact, a staggering 90% of Deadwood's female population worked as prostitutes. The new mining town averaged one murder per day that first year. By July of 1876, an impressive $1 million worth of gold had been extracted from the Black Hills, with each ounce valued at $20. It was during this same summer that the legendary figures Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane arrived in Deadwood. Hickok had already achieved legendary status due to numerous sensational newspaper accounts lauding his exceptional gunfighting skills. Having been dismissed from his marshal position in Abilene, Kansas, due to his overenthusiasm, scout, lawman, and gambler Wild Bill quickly found his way to the Deadwood saloons, where he continued his longtime poker routine. On August 2, 1876, Hickok was playing poker at Nuttall and Mann's No. 10 saloon. Despite his usual caution of sitting with his back against the wall, the table was full, and he ended up in a seat that exposed his back to an open door at the rear of the saloon. Taking advantage of the element of surprise, Jack Broken Nose McCall approached him from behind, shouted, "Take that," and fired a fatal shot into the back of Hickok's head. As Hickok fell, the card slipped from his fingers, revealing 2 aces, 2 eights, and another card, a combination now famously known as the dead man's hand. McCall, a drunken individual seeking notoriety, later claimed that he sought revenge for his brother's killing by Hickok in Abilene, Kansas. Calamity Jane is known for her excellent marksmanship, preference for men's clothing, and extravagant behavior. She had purportedly worked as an army scout, a bull hunter, nurse, cook, prostitute, prospector, gambler, and heavy drinker, earning a reputation as one of the most foul-mouthed individuals in the Wild West. In June of 1876, she joined forces with Wild Bill Hickok, acting as an outrider for Colorado Charlie Utter's wagon train as they arrived in Deadwood, accompanied by a shipment of prostitutes fresh from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Throughout her life, Calamity Jane claimed to have been Hickok's lover, although historical records contradict this. Wild Bill had recently married, and his letters from Deadwood indicated that he was happily committed to his wife. However, fate intervened, as he never saw his wife again. In Deadwood's Mount Moriah Cemetery, the grave next to Wild Bill's is occupied not by his wife, but by the self-proclaimed Queen of the Wild West, Calamity Jane, as well as other notable figures like Seth Bullock. By 1877, Deadwood was undergoing a transformation from a rough mining camp into a more organized community. The crude tents and shanties that once sheltered early miners gave way to sturdier wood and brick buildings. To maintain law and order, the community established a town government, relying on Sheriff Seth Bullock for leadership. However, this evolution nearly faced a significant setback. On September 26, 1879, a fire broke out at a bakery on Sherman Street and swiftly spread through Deadwood's business district. Despite the damage caused to the town, the community was determined to rebuild. The fire highlighted the necessity for regulations to prevent such disasters in the future. As a result, local authorities enacted laws specifying approved building materials, leading to a shift towards constructing structures using brick and stone rather than lumber. In the 1880s, South Dakota attracted settlers with a sense of prosperity and hope. New lands opened up for homesteaders. The Black Hills yielded substantial gold. Riverboats navigated the rivers, and railroad tracks extended to create new town sites. This vibrant atmosphere promised opportunities and growth to those venturing into the region. By 1889, the population of South Dakota had grown significantly, prompting the territory's division into the states of North and South Dakota on November 2, 1889. In 1891, Deadwood witnessed a crucial milestone as the railroad linked the town to the outside world. The Fremont, Elkhorn, and Missouri Valley Railroad played a pivotal role in uniting the community and attracting people from diverse ethnic backgrounds, including a considerable number of Chinese immigrants who had contributed to the construction of the railroad. Hundreds of Chinese individuals arrived in the Black Hills seeking employment opportunities in the mining and commercial sectors. Many settled in Deadwood, where they sought work in restaurants, laundries, and stores, ultimately establishing their own district at the northern end of present-day Main Street, commonly known as Chinatown. Despite their efforts, the Chinese immigrants encountered significant challenges in the predominantly Caucasian community, facing discrimination and hostility while striving for recognition as legitimate citizens of Deadwood. Nevertheless, Deadwood gradually transformed from a raucous frontier town into a thriving commercial hub. largely attributed to the impact of the railroad's construction. While gold mining remained a primary focus of the community's economy, Deadwood evolved into a central destination for conducting business in the Black Hills. As the town stepped into the 20th century, the allure of its Wild West past lingered, owing to historical events and the legendary individuals who left their mark on Deadwood's legacy. Despite the changes in progress, the image of the Wild West town continued to capture the imagination, forever associating Deadwood with its storied past. As Deadwood moves forward, gambling and prostitution establishments are still considered legitimate business. However, time has brought new beliefs and ideas. Reformers emerged, attributing social problems like drunkenness and poverty to gambling and prostitution. They aligned themselves with the broader temperance movement that sought to ban the sale and distribution of alcohol across the United States. In 1919, the Prohibition Act was enacted, making the operation of gaming illegal, although it still continued surreptitiously. The repeal of the Prohibition Act in 1935 allowed gambling to resurge in Deadwood until its official closure in 1947. Prostitution, on the other hand, endured until the 1950s, when numerous brothels were shut down, with the last one, Pam's Purple Door, closing its doors in 1980. Although the era of gambling and prostitution establishments is over, Deadwood has a unique place in history when it was designated as the only city in the United States to be named a National Historic Landmark in 1964. In the 1980s, the possibility of reintroducing gaming to Deadwood emerged, and a petition was launched to support legalized gaming for the purpose of fostering economic development in the community. In 1986, local business owners actively lobbied for the restoration of gaming, and the state legislature established the Historic Preservation Commission in 1987 to oversee the restoration of historic sites in Deadwood. In 1988, the initiative to reintroduce gaming was put to a statewide vote, securing a resounding 65% approval. Consequently, on November 1, 1989, gaming operations commenced once more in Deadwood. This move played a significant role in preserving the town's historic buildings and substantially boosting tourism. The allure of gaming, alongside the town's colorful and unique history, continues to captivate people, making Deadwood a destination with a rich appeal beyond its casinos. The issue of ownership concerning the Black Hills remains a contentious matter. Despite a Supreme Court decision attempting to resolve the dispute by compensating the Lakota tribes for the land, not all tribes accepted this settlement. Many Lakota people are still trying to gain ownership of the land sacred to them. Today, the historic mining town has turned into a small, thriving community, boasting a wide range of historic buildings and sites. With its various tourist attractions, Deadwood experiences a thriving resurgence, albeit on a more subdued scale. In close proximity, Lead houses the remarkable Homestake Mine, which stands as the largest underground gold mine in the United States. The mine continues to be operational, exerting a significant influence on Lead's economy. Visitors have the opportunity to participate in guided tours of Homestake Mine, which are very interesting experiences, well worth the investment. There are many interesting pieces of information about the town, such as, in the summer, there are many trails for hiking, horseback riding, and mountain biking. The north end of the George S. Mickelson Trail begins at Deadwood and runs south through the Black Hills to Edgemont. Several man-made lakes, including Lake Sheridan, offer fishing and swimming services. Spearfish Canyon, to the north, has many places to climb. In early June, Mickelson Trail, Marathon, and 5K, as well as companion races for kids, are held. During the winter, 2 ski resorts operate just a few miles outside Lead, nearby South Dakota, Terry Peak and Deer Mountain. The Midnight Star was a casino in Deadwood owned by American film actor Kevin Costner. The casino opened in the spring of 1991 after Costner had directed and starred in the Academy Award-winning film Dances with Wolves in 1990, which was filmed mainly in South Dakota. The Midnight Star was a saloon which featured prominently in the previous Western Costner had acted in, Silverado, 1985, one of his first major roles. International versions of many of his film's posters lined the walls. The casino closed in August 2017. Please like and share if you find the video content interesting and useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below so as not to miss the upcoming interesting videos. Thanks for watching.